okay as well. It's handling well, I'm driving it well. Major oversteer, but we're able to control it, so that's good. Nice little power slide there. In today's video, I'm gonna be back in electric car driving with the Bmw X6M, and we'll be taking this thing on the track for a challenge. Now the rules are, we cannot crash this thing, we cannot spin it out, and we can't flip it because it's an SUV. But it sounds pretty simple, but we'll just have to see how it goes. So let's launch this thing in 3, 2, 1, blast off. Front end lift on this is crazy, love it. But is this thing gonna be able to do it? I don't know. There's only one way to actually know, and that's if we actually make it to the end in one piece. There's no guessing if it can, but we can kind of make our opinion and assumption if we think it's possible. But we can be wrong, we can be right, but we just have to see. There's only one way to find out, and that's doing it. So I think it should be able to do it, but I could be wrong. But it also depends on how well it handles and how well I drive. That's the main factors. As long as I drive this thing well and it handles well, we're pretty much gonna make it in one piece without breaking any of those rules that I listed in the beginning. So far it's handling pretty well, which is what I like to see early in the video. I like to see the car handling well. That gives me faith and confidence in this thing. But I think I need to have more faith and confidence in myself than the car. Because the SUV, well, not every SUV, but the ones I've tested before, they were crazy on the turns, but they weren't really that bad at handling. But I do have faith in this thing. I think it should be able to pull through. I hope you guys have faith in it as well. Did I say fail? I'm trying to say faith. I don't know if I said fail, but I think it sounds like fail. But I have faith in this thing. Faith is what I'm trying to say. Everyone should have faith in it. I mean, who would have faith in this thing? You see how it looks, it's very crazy. You see the major oversteer we almost had there. Oh my gosh. I'm very happy that I'm a good driver. I'd consider myself as a good driver. I'm not gonna say the best, but I'm definitely not the worst. Based on how many cars I've taken and how many of them I actually managed to get to the end in one piece. I think I only failed 2 cars so far. And that's the F-Type and the Sport. If you haven't seen those videos on how I failed them, I recommend you checking them out. But those are the only 2 cars that I can recall that I crashed on the track doing the challenge. I've crashed other cars before, but they weren't doing a challenge, where just me having fun. I saw a lag spike there, which is what I hate to see, but it's possible because it's a pretty big map. It's 20 km. I feel like I was going very fast there. Yo, my heart nearly sinked. Whenever like you're looking into a turn and you can see how fast you're approaching, and you see that you're like going to go over the turn or like start to oversteer or understeer, you get very scared very fast. It's like you have the moment of realization and you're just like, oh shit. You're just like, I messed up. But luckily the brakes on this thing aren't bad, so we're okay. I will manage to pull through. Let's get a little third person action. Now I don't really like doing third person for many reasons I stated in many of my videos, but especially with SUVs, but I'm gonna do it anyways, even though it's a pretty bad idea. I mean, the entire fact of taking an SUV on this challenge is a very, very bad idea, but it's still possible because I've had an SUV made it, so I think it's very possible for this thing as well. But it's not smart to be in third person, especially with this size vehicle. But so far it's doing okay, and I'm doing okay as well. It's handling well, I'm driving it well. Major oversteer, but we're able to control it, so that's good. Let's get in first person here. The reason I don't like third person is because I can't see exactly where I'm going like how I can see in first person. I can see where I'm going, but it's not as good as in first person. Like if the car was to start to oversteer, I would rather be in first person because I can look exactly at the point where I want to go and where I intend to go. In third person, it's a little harder to see exactly that point. You can see it, but there's a little more factors that involve. Like if I was to go in third person here and I'm looking right here, I can see what I'm also seeing in my peripheral vision a lot more than when I'm in first person. I can just look exactly at that same point and see less. When I'm in third person, I can see the entire car, which is not ideal for me personally. I'd rather be in first person, just looking at the road straight ahead than have to see in the rear of the car and all of that stuff. Nice little power slide there, we're good. Getting crazy with it, but I do have confidence in this thing. Based on what I'm seeing so far and how it's handling, I have confidence in it, but I'm not gonna get overconfident and try to send it into a turn full speed now. I'm not crazy, because I don't want this thing to fail, because it's actually one of my favorite SUVs in the game and in real life. I love these things. Look at that. Nice little power slide there. Going uphill. This thing is also all-wheel drive. I think most SUVs are all-wheel drive, so that definitely helped this thing take the turn. Even though it seems like it's sliding through, some of the turns are pretty much with a slip angle, which is a lot more fun than cars, to be honest. Whenever you can like slip angle through a turn, it's very fun. But you don't want to overdo it now or try to do it on a wrong turn, because it can go very bad very quick. Especially if it's a very tight turn and you're in a big vehicle, you're gonna have a miserable day. But so far, whoa. Feel like I'm lagging there, or lagged there for a second. Look at that, it's pretty much just sliding through the turn. Like I wasn't even turning the steering wheel and it was still taking the turn. That's the fun of driving an SUV fast around or in a turn. I'm not trying to overdo it nor have this thing pull out a major oversteer on us. A little third person vision. Made it through in one piece. And I'm pretty much halfway through the track, and I can say I'm proud of this thing for making it so far in one piece. It's handling pretty well, I gotta be honest. I don't really see any major thing that I don't really like about the handling. I mean, it's not perfect, it does oversteer, it does slide through some of the turns, but it's still very controllable, so there's no really complaining about that. As long as you can control what it's doing, I don't really see any reason to complain to that extent. But if you don't really understand how to like correct the oversteer or power slide or slip angle, then you're probably gonna have a bad day. But as long as you understand what the car is doing and you're able to correct it or control it, there's no really problem or anything like that. Oh my bro, that was a crazy power slide there, especially uphill. That was crazy. This thing handles like a sports car, I'm not gonna lie. For this size vehicle, it handles like a sports car, which is pretty fun, considering the fact that they're in a giant SUV. Oh, be careful now, we're not trying to go crazy, especially at the end. If I mess up at the end, I'll be more upset than if I mess up at the start. And that's very reasonable, I think. I mean, like, if I mess up at the start, it's like not that bad, but if I got so close to the end and messed up at the end, knowing how close I was, I would be furious. I was to say you would be furious, but you're not the one driving, it's me. Well, I mean, if you said yes or you think this thing would have passed the challenge, then you'd be furious as well, especially if I crashed because of driver error. I mean, everyone would be furious, every single one of us. Especially if you made it this far into the video. I mean, you would really want to see this thing complete the challenge in one piece, and I'm not gonna try to disappoint anyone or myself. And we're pretty much at the end. Let's get a little third person action. This is the part where I messed up with the SVR. I'm not messing it up again, even though I didn't hug the apex. We didn't crash, so that's most important. Pretty much the last two turns here. Whoa. Be careful now. Be very, very careful. I don't know why the car is swinging left there if I made a misclick. Honestly, I don't even look at the keyboard. I don't think anyone looks at the keyboard when they're playing a game. I mean, how would you even have time to do that? But the X6M successfully passed the challenge. Very proud of this thing. So proud of you. You did super well. You put up a good fight and you won the fight. Because it was pretty much fighting through some of those turns, like it was power sliding and pretty much just slipping through some of those turns. It was putting up a fight and it was able to win all the turns, or all the fights on the turns. Well, most of the turns. It didn't slide through every turn, but most of them was pretty much giving some oversteer and power slide. But I'm very, very proud of this thing. It put up an awesome fight and it won the fight. Now, I'm just gonna show you guys the setup real quick. I don't usually do this for SUVs because I personally think you should try to test it out for yourself. Because as you can see, I did get a lot of oversteer and power slides. I'm not gonna say this is the best handling, but if you want to change it to mine, you can. This will have the camber, the caster, suspension, rear damping, height offset, the rear, the wheel offset. Where's my mouse? Okay, the wheel offset for the rear. The gearbox, I kind of changed it a bit. As you can see, the gears are a bit shorter. It's optional if you want to change it like that. You can leave it stock, or probably it's up to you and your liking. The differential, this is how I have it. Final drive, torque vector, front diff power, front diff coast, front diff preload, rear diff power, rear diff coast, rear diff preload. You can slow it down if I'm going too fast. And last but not least, the steering. This is how I have it set up. It's not the best handling, but if you want it to handle like that, or based on what you're seeing, you can change it to my setup. But I recommend you messing around with it if you want to try to get this thing to handle even better. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found it helpful. Peace out.